Hi everybody, Charis here, and I'm in Portland right now, in Oregon, on one of the trails here, and it's so interesting because I'm just a little bit off the path, and I'm right off a major road. I don't know if you can hear the traffic. It's kind of subtle in the background. It might not come onto the recording, or it might sound like a breeze or something, but often people ask me where I am when I'm doing videos and taking pictures and stuff, because I put a lot of pictures up on my Facebook, for those of you who only know me from YouTube. I'll put the link to my Facebook down below in case you want to connect on that way. Anyway, and they always say, "Where are you? It's so amazing. You must be somewhere super exotic." And I'm like, well, usually I'm about 10 minutes from a major road. It's not that I go way out to get to these beautiful places. And wait till I show you where I am right now. It's like Fern Gully back here. I mean, these trees are all covered with this amazing moss, and it's just ridiculous, incredible beauty. I'm very aware that every time I breathe in, my body just gets flooded with this ridiculous oxygen. It's amazing. So anyway, where I happen to be right now is in a park in the city, and a lot of people assume, and I was this way too, so I understand, and this may describe you, it might not, but it might, that the world, which is kind of true depending on the world that you live in, subjectively, but the world is made up of cities with a few spots of nature. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. The world is made up of nature with a few pods of cities in it. And some cities are not even solidly cities. Nature still creeps in and has little parks and areas, and sometimes it's stuff that's cultivated, which is still better than pure concrete if you're trying to connect and enhance your life experience. But if you can get out in a place that's kind of wild like this, even if it's in the city, would very much benefit you. Even if it's just for a little while, even if it's just for 15 minutes. Go out of your house, drive for 15 minutes, go walk for 5 minutes, sit somewhere for 5 minutes, walk back to your car for 5 minutes, drive back to your house for 15 minutes. That's 45 minutes out of your day. Most people can afford that time-wise, and it will change your life if you do it several times a week. Okay, so now to the point of this video. I would like to talk to you guys about the importance of symmetry in releasing past selves, past limitations, because what I've discovered lately in my work and also in my personal life and among my friends. Oh, and by the way, people have asked me now, it's been 3 or 4 questions, do I still do readings and stuff when I travel? And the answer is yes, I am still doing them when I travel. It might be a little bit harder to get a hold of me. It might be a little bit more of a lag time, so like a couple days rather than 1 day or a couple hours to when I get back to you. And also it might be a little bit more difficult to set up a time. You might have to wait a few days longer than you ordinarily would to get a reading just because I'm traveling so much, but I am still doing them long distance. And also I'm doing some stuff in person. I'm putting on a workshop in Colorado in a couple of weeks, and I'll let you know more about that as soon as it gets firmed up. Anyway, so past selves, reconditioning. Right now what's happening is this huge time of transformation, and I don't mean just, oh, you're moving houses, you're changing jobs, you're changing relationship status. I mean all of it. And not only that, but this really interesting internal shift that people are experiencing. And it's happening for just about everyone I'm working with. And it's not so much that things are changing on the outside first. What I've noticed, and what others have noticed, is that it's like a bubbling up of an alteration of your pure code. So who you are as a person. And it doesn't necessarily feel like a change to you. It might just feel like you're being more authentic. But from what it looks like from my perspective, as I look at people as these energetic blueprints, which may or may not look human at all, right, is that it's as if there's a wave going out from the center, almost like a big bang for each person, starting at their center and moving outward, taking with it a much brighter light, a light that's so much brighter that the old world, which is their thoughts, feelings, situations, relationships, vocations, things like that, cannot survive in the new one. And so it's gonna happen anyway. You can fight it, or you can roll with it. Most people are rolling with it and wanting it to happen. But one of the things that really helps, well, there are a couple. One of them is saying consciously to the universe on a daily basis, maybe even more often than once a day, is I agree to shift, change everything so long as the new version is better than the old version. Feels better, works better, I feel great. As long as the change feels good, feel free to change anything, everything. Because we're afraid of change because we're scared we're going to lose something. But if you put in the caveat that if it's better, I accept it. Now, it depends on how you think manifestation works. Personally, I think everything already exists and we just work on our own alignment to get where we want to go. And so it's not so much that you're like shifting the universe, but it's that you're allowing yourself to go down that road. So when you talk to universe, you're also talking to your own subconscious. The two are the same, they're linked. But for this particular example, we'll just say that puts you in a place where you don't have to be afraid of the change because you know it'll feel good, because that's the caveat that you put in order to accept it. Okay, that's one. The other one, and I've talked about exercise before, but it's super important because as the shockwave is moving through your body, and I'm talking about moving through your meridian system, your energetic structure, your energetic circulatory system, or your nervous system is another way to think of that. So as this happens, you need to move around because, as you well know, if a room is messy, it doesn't clean by you not working with it. You got to get in there and do stuff. And so much like that with your body, if you're moving your body around, if you're stretching and pulling your nervous system and your circulatory system, your blood, your muscles, all this stuff where these energy lines run through physically, you are really assisting your own transformational process. And also you're putting out a new code, because if you're exercising and getting your body more healthy or maintaining the health that you already have, then it's much easier for you to project energetically the things that you want. Okay. Now, to the symmetry. This is a really interesting thing, and it's something that has occurred to me pretty recently. See, I'm right here by the path. And if I wasn't talking, people wouldn't be able to see me because people don't usually look off the path. I think that was Alithia. She's around here somewhere. Anyway, physical symmetry. So, there is a huge thing that is happening right now with nature and with consciousness, and with us as the conduit in between them, because the point of the human experiment is to put consciousness much more firmly and much more powerfully into 3D matter. So yeah, you can pop up out of your body in meditation, do all this amazing stuff on the astral, and you can kind of just hang out and not do anything on the physical. But one of the points of the human experiment has been to bring divine consciousness down and be able to play in the physical in ways that were not really possible before humans existed in the physical realm. Because animals and stuff, yeah, they move in the flow and they're connected to source, and plants too, but their creative power just for pure desire and creation does not match ours. They're here as part of us, and they're here as helpers, and we are responsible for them as well to be good stewards. But generally, we're a new thing, and this is what's happening. So because you are a conduit of energy and consciousness, your little finger holds consciousness, all parts of your body hold consciousness, because your own consciousness, memory, thought pattern, trauma storage is not stuck in your brain. It's all throughout your body, which is becoming common knowledge now. I shouldn't have to really fight for you to understand that one, but you can research it if you want. Facts, descriptions of the way that muscles store trauma, the way that if you get in an accident and you have a locked up muscle for a long time, a couple years later someone might be really deep tissue massaging that muscle, and you have all these emotional purges that come out because the packets of information or chemicals that are stored in these muscles, especially in a trauma, because traumas makes you store things, they are released and they hold that information, so they get flooded back through your system and out. Some of you guys might be experiencing that. I know I have been. Traumas I had totally forgotten about coming up and asking to be released and integrated. So as you make sure you are physically symmetrical, as you walk around with your shoulders down, with your back straight, and with your hands, arms, legs moving in concert with one another. Now, I'm not saying be a robot, but I am saying watch when you're like sitting hunched to one side, or pay attention to what your shoulders are doing, because as this new energy bursts out through us, and as we do relinquish our old past limited selves, and as we allow our future selves to come and kind of take over and enhance our level of awesomeness on all levels, both outgoing and incoming, then what happens is we're channeling more energy through. So if you can kind of open the lines and allow, especially your spinal column, and allow the life force energy to circulate through and to blast out, then everything is a lot easier. And you just don't have to focus so hard on maintaining, because you feel better. I mean, purely physically, your brain and your spinal cord float in cerebrospinal fluid, which is this clear fluid that is unique to your brain, your spinal cord. And actually your brain has these ventricles in it, which are open spots, so your brain is kind of hollow in a way, and there's fluid circulating around through it and cushioning your brain and your spinal cord. So they're always kind of floating, like when you go into a lab and you see different things floating in these tanks. That's what's happening inside your body right now. So when you're crunched over, you're limiting the flow, because this fluid does move. It doesn't pump like your blood. It more kind of circulates slowly like your lymph, and I think it is connected deeply to your lymph. And so as it nourishes and maintains the health of your spinal cord and your brain, if you limit that flow by curling down, by twisting over, by having your head thrust forward, then you're limiting the ability of your own body to nourish itself. So this is not just energetic, this is also physical. And also things like blood flow, the ability that you have to take a deep breath is largely hindered when you're hunched over. Also digestion, when your abdomen is not held up. Right now, as you're sitting or standing watching this, feel the difference between sinking down into your hips or into your legs if you're standing there, and standing up and kind of lifting your shoulders up and allowing your spinal cord to strengthen and your spine to stretch upward, just as if someone's lifting you up from the top. It takes a little effort at first, but then what you find is if you can make it into a habit, it feels much better and much more natural to be that way than it does to kind of be prey to gravity. So as we continue to enhance ourselves and project the realities that we would like in accordance with our divine pattern, rather than in accordance with our old limitations, traumas, fears, and worries, then what is actually happening, as far as I've been able to tell, is physical matter and the laws of matter and the laws of physics are shifting to accommodate us. And that's a whole other video, and so I won't bore you with that right now. And in fact, I still need to understand it a little bit better myself before I can speak about it. But things are starting to happen that do defy laws that we've taken for granted so far. So that is something to consider and look forward to, because it's going to be amazing. Okay, so schedule. I am here in Portland until next Wednesday, Thursday, where I'm going to be in Driggs, Idaho for the weekend, and I'm doing readings there for the weekend. So if you live in or near Driggs or Idaho Falls, you might be interested in getting a reading. If so, let me know. Also, like I said, I'm still doing them long distance, and after that I'm going to be in Colorado. I forget the name of the city where I'm going to be, but we will be putting on a workshop, me and a friend of mine, on intuition, mediumship, dream analysis, seeing auras, energy work, that kind of thing. So that's going to be fun. And after that, I'm still in the Golden Gaia quest. I really have no idea where I'm going to go after that. So it's going to be interesting. I think, well, I am wanting to find a place to winter, to settle down for the winter, because I am seasonally affected and I do hibernate in the winter, whether or not I like it. My body kind of goes into this sleeping, dreaming kind of place. And that does remind me, the 2 classes I'm offering, one of them is open for registration, one of them is not. The one that is open is Goddess Glow, and also spell working. Goddess Glow I just did once, so it's going to be a repeat course. Spell working I'm still making, and that's on, doing a spell is matching up mental intentions, which everybody knows, law of attraction, with physical action to create a desired result. And I will put that down below, the link to go and find out more and register if you want to take it. And also coming in November, I think I'm going to offer a winter class, so how to use this hibernation time as increasing productivity rather than have it hinder you. But I want to do it before the Christmas season really starts, because I know nobody has time during the holidays. So I think I'm gonna offer it the end of November, middle to end of November, or possibly over the month of November. Obviously I haven't decided yet, but that's just keeping you updated on what's going on. So let me show you where I am. So I'm seated here on this log, which is covered with moss, and I do think that there is someone who lives down here. I think that I'm on top of a house right now, which is so awesome, and I often wish that I could shrink myself down and go and check it out. Although if I could shrink myself down, it might not be safe. Lilithia is somewhere Oh, she's right through there. I think she's hunting. Oh, she's definitely hunting. I really hope she doesn't get whatever that is. She never has yet, but she is a wild animal. So taking her wildness from her would also not be kind. So check out these moss-covered limbs where I am. The energy in this forest is just so magical. And when I came in and greeted the forest guardians, I asked them what they needed from me today. Because if you guys have been watching my recent videos, I have been doing lots of work on the astral, esoteric, non-physical levels. And today when I came to the forest, it just said, no, you're good, just rejuvenate. Just get your heal on and your activation on. So that was really nice. And so also I exchange by shooting these amazingly beautiful trees and pieces of nature so you guys will see what's available to you. And my goal on this quest is to enjoy every ecosystem. I'm kind of thinking about wintering in Florida, actually. I'm not sure. I'll see what happens. But trees are super tall, very stoic and awesome and loving and gentle. Really good stuff. So go in peace. Have a beautiful day. Get outside. If it's fall, bundle up and go outside. It's uncharacteristically warm today. It's been chillier here, but the sun came out finally this morning, so I got to sun gaze a little bit, and now I'm here enjoying this. So have a beautiful rest of your week, and I will post again very soon. Go in peace.